If you've been pulled over for suspicion of DUI in Oklahoma, one of the most important things to keep in mind is to remain calm. You should abide by law enforcement's instructions, but if you're asked to take a field sobriety test, your answer should be a resounding no. You're not obligated to give field sobriety tests in the state of Oklahoma, and it can only result in you giving incriminating evidence to law enforcement. It is bogus DUI science that's been put forward, and all it can do is hurt your defense in your case. Yes, if you refuse to do the field sobriety test, it may result in you being arrested. However, if you're arrested, it's not the end of your case. When you work with an experienced criminal defense team, such as your fierce advocates at Cannon Associates, we'll do everything in our power to help fight your case. We'll obtain the dash cam video, breathalyzer test, blood alcohol test, anything that the government has been able to compile to potentially show that you did commit a DUI offense. But there are weaknesses in the government's case in most instances. And so when you don't confess to drinking and driving, you're protecting your right to remain silent and you're protecting your right to not self-incriminate. So if you get pulled over on suspicion of a DUI and you're asked by a law enforcement officer, so how much did you have to drink tonight? It's important that you respectfully decline to answer that question and protect your right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself on the side of the road. Some of the top strategies for beating a DUI charge are related to how you came into contact with law enforcement. Most DUI offenses relate to an officer stopping someone on a public road. So if we can show that the officer didn't have a valid basis for that traffic stop, everything that happens after that is a violation of your rights and can be kicked out by the court. DUIs are also very scientific, so there's science related to the actual breathalyzers, blood alcohol content, and the fake science of field sobriety tests. And so we use experts and also defense strategies to show that that proof of driving under the influence isn't valid, which is a defense that we can present to the government, to the judge, or a jury if need be, to show that this DUI case is actually just someone who is driving who had been drinking alcohol, which is separate from driving under the influence of alcohol in the state of Oklahoma. Some of the most unusual ways that you can find yourself caught in a DUI situation is by driving something other than a motor vehicle. It's possible to be caught driving under the influence of a golf cart or an ATV or some other motorized object if it's adjacent to a public road. So one of the biggest contentions in DUI cases is someone on private property, but it's close enough to a public thoroughfare or a street, a highway, even a dirt road that's public property that you can be charged with a DUI offense. I've seen cases where someone is driving a golf cart and crossing over the street in between two sides of the golf course while intoxicated, and based on their less than wonderful driving habits, they're pulled over by a police officer and potentially been arrested for driving a golf cart under the influence of alcohol. Another interesting thing that happens in the field of DUI law is being an actual physical control of a motor vehicle, or what we call an APC charge. In an APC case, you're not actually driving the vehicle, but you have control of the vehicle based on where you are in relation to operating the vehicle and where the keys are. And so lots of interesting legal issues come up related to how someone got there and whether someone in that vehicle is in actual control sufficient that they can drive the vehicle. And those facts are really important in defending APC case as well as a DUI case, because the issue is really, can they show that you are in fact driving while intoxicated, or can they actually show that you were intoxicated and in physical control of the vehicle? Very dense fact questions that we try to investigate on our end through reviewing the dash cam video, our own investigation of the scene, what other information is available, speaking to our client, potentially witnesses, to see if there's another narrative of innocence, or potentially being intoxicated but not driving, or being intoxicated and not actually being in control of that vehicle. The DUI and APC cases revolve around facts with the sprinkling of law, which is an opportunity to really tell a powerful story of innocence in defending someone in a case like that.